Hello everyone, it's DA here on Warframe Explained, bringing you some dynamic styles to Volt as we'll build him to his maximum potential. Now this build, as you've seen in other videos, will be in two variations for speed, and the other will be in a large CC, or what is widely known as a capacitance build. Now starting off with a capacitance build, this is one of the most widely suggested build when it comes to team play as a Volt player. Now this is not just widely beneficial to you in locking enemies down, but it is also a very great thing in ensuring that your squad survives. Volt's discharge has a unique effect of stunning and locking enemies in place, and it also doesn't just deal much damage, but also you can take advantage of the range and also the duration. So you can overlook the damage as far as capacitance. It will kill mid-tier to low level enemies. However, after level 30 or so, you will begin to see a lot of drop when it comes to damage potential. So this is why I say go for range, go for duration. Using max range and duration mods will increase the amount of seconds enemies are stunned, and also the range will be ensuring that you are able to cover a large space. Using overextended with stretch will boost range, and the negatives on strength will not really matter as much. So I will say on paper it will be logical to have more power strength to increase strength, and also in the return of the augment. However, when you add range, it will actually account for a lot of this by going ahead and covering a large space and increasing the amount of enemies affected. In this way you can actually get at least about 1200 plus when it comes to overshields. Now this build is going to help in all missions, and most especially in defense missions. You'll be able to lock enemies down, you'll be able to isolate some of the problematic ones, and actually even give your teammates overshields and actually make them survive a lot much longer. The next build is going to be a speed Volt. Now this is widely known one due to its potential to increase damage per second and also the potential of all weapons. The focus on this build is to walk, attack, and actually run faster. The build is most ideal for exterminate, rescue, and also a lot of capture missions. To get the best out of this, I added the most basic mods that we have in the game. However, if you even have some of the primed ones, you can use that as well. Using growing power may not be ideal for most people because they will say, you know what, you can add sprint boost, you can actually add sprint drift. However, in this situation, I actually use that to work on the percentages when you strike an enemy, so you can actually have an increase in your damage per second. Shocking speed is going to be your next best thing when it comes to mod to be added, mainly because it will deal a base damage of 175 electric, and also you can actually increase that using your damage mods. Every time you run past an enemy or run across an enemy, you will be able to deal electric damage, and if they're not getting killed, you will actually be able to stun them as well. However, I'll also say watch out for a lot of glass windows in some of those corpus maps, because if you run across those and you bust one of those, it would actually be a little bit crazy because now you will have to disable and unlock the doors. So be careful and be watchful for that as well. Now this will be ideal for a variation of speedruns and also avoiding certain enemies, and also increasing attack speed on really slow weapons. So if you are someone who uses a lot of heavy weapons and you don't want to mod for attack speed because you want to keep the damage potential on the weapon, then you can go ahead and use Volt, and this will be actually really good. And of course, if you have frames that can increase your speed as well, then it will be much better, or frames that actually can slow enemies down, then that will be even much sweeter as well. The potential of a lot of these builds can be maximized by adding formas and also using speed drift mods. Hope you guys find this useful, and I hope you guys find it enjoying and also informative as well. If you use any of this build, let me know down below in the comment section what the most fun you've had with it, and actually if you will be using this on status. Next build will be focusing on maximizing Nidus and also its potential in future games. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you all in the next one.